Hey, what's up, everybody? It is October 15th. It is 1:30 p.m. I have 2 hours of freedom left before I have to go back to bed and do this all over again. Um, Part three, a continuation of the bike Kroger story. Not the same one, not the meth head one, but just I said people always interviewing me, so I feel like I have to have proof. It's like, and I still really don't have it besides the story. But today, I get off work, already having a bad day. I get into that in a minute, but I'm free. I clocked out, so I'm free from pain. Right, go to Kroger, go get my snacks like usual. I get out of Kroger. I'm unlocking it, put my groceries on the handle, and I see an old white man in the reflection of the glass door. He's like directly behind me and just right there. Again, I don't understand what is the fascination with a bike. I got to do research. When was bikes invented? Let me see. I'll do that in the background while I rant. But I knew he was gonna say something. I knew it. I knew he was. Just when or what he was gonna say. That was the mystery, right? He eventually waddles over to me with his COVID mask and his gray hair and all that stuff. Everybody's taller than me, so he like towering over me. And the first thing this dude says is that your bike? Is that my bike? No, I'm fucking stealing it, you dickhead. What do you mean? If I'm, is it my bike? Fucking dickhead. I'm talking about like keys in hand, groceries attached to the bike. Like I'm super familiar with it. On top of me wearing a safety vest, I am the most visible nigga in the 2 block radius. Like what the fuck you mean? I'm not in the middle of the day. What do you mean? You think what do you think I'm doing? What do you? Of course this is my bike. Oh my. I was so shocked by it, right? Like, because like I said, I was already having a bad day at work, and then this happened. It like, have you ever been so mad that it like restarted your emotions? Like you was so pissed off. Okay, now I'm happy again. And it's like I smiled. I was genuinely happy for some reason when I know I wasn't. It's like this fire I'm standing on top of is not hot. Weird. Like racism is alive and well, of course. But as a black man, in my 32 years of life, I've never actually had a white man outside of like comedy buddies who joke about it. I've never had a white dude maliciously call me the N word, like to my face, in real life. I've never had that before, so I feel like that's how shocked I was when he asked me that question. I think that's how shocked I would be if he would have came up and said the N word. I would have been just as like, huh? I would have been taken aback by the statement. That's how jarring that question was. But of course he continued his barrage of questions. He the typical, how much is it? Well, what is it? Where did you get it from? But I lie the whole time. Lie, lie, lie. That just shows I'm kind of bad at lying too, because and I don't ever murder someone and then have me as like your person that helps you try to get away. Even if like I'm on your side and I try to help you, you listen to those true crime podcasts, whatever. And you see like people getting interviewed. You're like, how did they mess up questioning after like 6-7 hours? It's like it's kind of hard, or like they lie for months, years, or whatever. Like how do they eventually mess up their story? It's easy. It's your story, right? It's hard. It's hard because I lied to him. I was like, I don't know how much this bike is. A friend got it for me. That's my go-to story. So my friend got it for me because my car got taken or whatever. It was a gift, so I don't know how much it is, right? Whether they believe it or not, that's the story. But he kept asking questions and stuff, right? Like what's the name of the bike, um, and then what did he say that a day for some reason it made me fumble my words a little bit because I said oh, I don't know where, but I think I was just trying to end the conversation because he wasn't really, because he got his questions out, the normal one, how much it is, blah blah blah, how fast it goes, all that good stuff, and then it was a pause. It was like a long pause while he just stared at me because I was engaged, not like engaged like I wanted to be there, but like engaged in the conversation because he was talking to me. Because I was gonna go, I was about to dip. I turned it on. I put my speed on. I was about all we was waiting on was for me to jump on and dip, but he was still looking at me. It was a pause, so I was like, "Oh, should I continue the conversation?" So I was like, "Yeah, I got it. I got it from Amazon. I mean, that's where they got it from." I was like, "Fuck, it don't matter. What is he gonna do? What is he gonna do if he like? Oh, did you just lie to me, sir?" And then he fucking cracks his back, stands up straight, and beats the shit out of me. Like, I don't know. America doesn't like fibbers, and he fucking just puts me in a whole chokehold. But no, my bad day at work, it wasn't bad. I'm always exaggerating. I'm taking these damn. I've been taking like a cluster of like vitamins and stuff to help regulate like muscle, like help with weight loss and muscle growth and stuff like that. Because I've been doing my little exercises and stuff like that. Because I would go to Planet Fitness, but I just checked the prices. I don't know if these always been like this, but I already knew about the because they always try to get you with that old dollar in the beginning of the years type stuff. Like, it's a sale, dollar now, $15 a month. Oh, right. And then you check the prices. I guess this is the first time they actually had the whole chart. They actually had I don't know if they got in trouble recently. I don't know, but they got the whole chart for Planet Fitness. How they're like, it's no more. It's not a secret anymore. So you can either pay $1 up front and then it'd be $15 every month, but then you get that like $45 to $49 maintenance, annual maintenance fee. But it's always like the month after you get it. This is low. It's basically a down payment, right? Or you can pay $25 a month immediately and still pay the $49 annual fee, which will come out your paycheck when you don't expect it. Anytime in the next year, it will come out, right? And it's a down payment. No, wait, I'm tripping. The higher price monthly is the one that doesn't have the down payment. If you pay $1, it's going to also be a down payment. That's the trick. I'm not lying. Let me double check. All right, clicking join now. Yeah, they got the review plans. Let me hit. I don't know if it's different for every gym, but let me hit review plans. Okay, here we go. Planet Fitness Black Card, $24.99 a month plus taxes and fees, or a $1 down Black Card. So $1 startup fee. Okay, there we go. So if you choose the $25 a month plan, the down payment is $1, right? And then it's the annual fee, which is $49. And that, let me see if it actually tell you, the annual fee is automatically debited from your account once a year and helps us keep your account up to date and running smoothly. Because it's really hard to keep your name and debit card. Like, fuck out of here. It's going to come out at a random time in the next 12 months. And, I forgot about that too. And it's a 12-month commitment. You can't leave? Let me see. The commitment length associated with your membership is the minimum number of months you will be billed. If you cancel before this time, you may be subject to a buyout fee. For no commitment memberships, you may cancel anytime. So is the $25 one is a commitment one? Or you can choose, okay, this is the $15 one, which is classic. $15 a month. $15 a month, but it's a down payment of $60, $59, but $60. Then the annual fee of $49. Again, another 12-month commitment. You have to pay for this stuff. Or you can pay $20 a month, $60 down payment, and then $49 annual fee. But you can quit anytime. Did they ever fix the whole situation? Because if you ever signed up for Planet Fitness, you damn near stuck there for life. Because if you don't go up there, because you can't just call them up. I was able to do it one time. I think because the person that was working there is cool. He was like, he don't care, right? Easy job. He just there cleaning shit off toilets and mopping the sweat off the floor. He don't care, right? He canceled my stuff over the phone. But now you hear horror stories, and I've done it once before too. You call, even during COVID. I called to try to cancel my stuff. This is right before it really got big, and we couldn't go out. And they was talking about you have to come to the gym. You actually have to come to the gym to do the paperwork to sign it. At least this is back in 2020, right? I'm like, I got fucking COVID. I can't come down there. You sure you want to die? Like, what is going on? But now, apparently, well, I don't know about now, but I hear TikToks, people complaining about, like, you have to, like, send a letter or something like that. Like, this is the goddamn 70s. You have to go get a horse and getting on up to our headquarters on the East Coast. Meet the CEO, have dinner with him, man, have a conversation, explain why you giving up, why you'll die a fat ass. And then he'll consider it. Then he'll consider canceling your luxurious. I try to say luxurious. Jesus Christ, what the fuck is up with me with certain words? You'll cancel your Planet Fitness. That's the bit. I fucked up my bit because I can't say words sometimes. How did I get here? Because I was talking about having a bad day at work. I was finna get into that. Whatever. I don't know how I got there. But anyway, bad day at work. Like I said, I know I was being dramatic about it because, once I get off, I'm fine. It's just, it's really my fault, really. I told myself once I moved into this apartment right here that was closer to the warehouse, I was going to try to be as stress-free as possible. Just go to work, come home, and go to sleep. And rinse and repeat. Save some money. And at least I'm doing the saving the money part. But I'm stressing myself out. I'm stressed. I wish my hair would turn gray. Because I would love to see how that looks. But no, I'm losing it. It's all in the middle. That's why I wear hats all the time. But now I keep signing up for stuff. I don't know how to say no. Because motherfuckers, they see George. And he's like, oh, they see that I'm shooting off at least two brain cells in that motherfucker. And he's like, oh, wow, he's pretty good at stuff. He's like showing 2% of good work ethic. Motherfuckers ain't never seen that before. I'm not even trying hard half the time. I'm not even working hard. I'm not even working fast sometimes. I think it's a trick. I think it's a trick my body do. That's why I sweat so much. They think, oh, he's sweating, so he's working hard. And it's like, I'm not really. I'm doing more than minimum, which is more than a lot of people. I'm talking crap, but I think most of it comes from like, cause I seen one of the leads. It was from my old building, right? He was playing Fallout 3 on a company computer. And granted, it was during lunch, but still, it was on company computer. He was playing Fallout 3. I recognized that green tint apocalyptic world anywhere. 3 miles away, I could have seen that stuff. Picking up trash, killing roaches the size of dogs. Boy, that's my favorite game. Favorite company. Favorite IP, man. That's my favorite thing in the world, man. Fallout. And I recognize that stuff. I think you know how like you see something. Because I seen it and it excited me, but it also pissed me off. Because like, why are you, of all people, enjoying things? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? You know how like you ever like worked at a company? I'm saying like a lot. You know, like you ever worked at a company and then you're at lunch and then one of the managers come into the lunchroom and eat with you. And it's like, you're not a person. Get out of here. Like, what are you doing in here? Go in your car. So, cause boy, I would love to not do half the stuff that I'm doing right now. Not because I enjoy learning the stuff, but sometimes I want to be treated like some of these people who kind of just stand around yapping all fucking day, talking all goddamn day. Enjoy. They be smiling and shit. I just look at them like, the fuck you smiling for? What you so happy for, huh? Here they are, friends. I'm like, oh, friendship and conversations and socialism. That's not the term. That's not the term I'm looking for. I would love to like enjoy myself at work and make it not feel like a job all the time. Have a smile on my face and it means and it's on purpose. You know what I mean? But I feel like people are always watching me. That's is like you got to blame Charter Cable and Target for that. They ruined my whole mentality when it comes to like managers and just I don't know, just enjoying yourself, enjoying life, getting too comfortable. I gave my 2-week notice at Charter Cable. I was a contractor. I was like 23 or something like that. Gave my 2-week notice. Trying to do the proper thing. Thinking I had a pretty decent relationship with my manager. Nah, hell nah. Gave my 2-week notice. He was like, well. And he gave some bullshit about like, usually the contractors do a bad job in performance in the last 2 weeks, and then fired me that day. I almost stole the truck. I almost stole the pickup truck. Now I think about it because if I remember correctly, it was like a loophole with the registration because it was like a contracting company, like a third party company because it wasn't directly Charter Cable. It was like I forget the name of the company or whatever, but it was them and they owned all the pickup trucks, quote unquote. And they gave us the trucks to use because like other than that, you had to have your own truck, but they gave us these little weak ass pickup trucks, and gave us a registration and put it in our name. I remember that shit. And if I was an asshole or if I just didn't care, I could have had me a pickup truck, right? I would have had me a truck. I could have just went outside and act like I was getting my tools and just drove off. And what was this going to do? It's my truck, right? Now it's it's my truck. Technically, it was paying for it. So it's like, I should have stole that truck. Now, oh my God, that was like, what was that? Damn, that was like, 11, 12 years ago? Jesus. I should have stole that truck. Now I'm thinking about it. Because it wasn't really a bad fire. It was kind of more like, oh, that happened because I was living with my sister at the time. So it wasn't like, oh, this is it. Like Target assholes, I'll burn that whole place down. Joke. I'm joking. But people who've been listening to the show, it's a lot of new listeners now. I've been getting messages and whatnot. I've told the story before. A few years ago, around between episode 100 and like 150 or something like that, in between there, I forget, but had me a nice little dark area, a dark arc, if you will, because I was almost homeless. I was almost homeless because I had just moved to Vegas. I was following the dream, becoming a comedian and being better than everybody. You know how it is. Be all humble, then get rich, and then pretend I don't like wash my ass with wash towels. Like only rich, you get the point. But that was the dream. That was the whole thing. And I came in, and I look back, and I admit I did have that like Hollywood stars in my eyes mentality. Like, can't tell me what to do. I'm living my dream. I had that attitude coming into working at Target. One, I had confidence because I was, one, following my dream, and two, I worked at Walmart. It's just stock. You just take the stuff off the truck, you scan it, you put it on the shelf. That was it. And they was making it real complicated. And that shit was pissing me off. But I'm gonna admit some things real quick, all right? Just know that for the new people, this is all a joke when I say this. But I was super serious at the time, all right? But I was late. I was late twice in the first 2 weeks. Why? Because I was taking a bus. And the earliest I could get is these two buses that would take me almost 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours to get to work. And I will make it just on time every time. In these two instances, why I was late, because the first bus was late connecting to the second one because we were picking up handicapped people. You know you've been on the bus, get the handicapped people in there. You got to lock them in and all that good stuff. And these two times that I was late, we picked up two. We picked up two handicapped people at like 4 a.m. That shit pissed me off so bad because the next bus didn't come for like another hour. But because I'm so punctual when I have control over it anyway, I put on my schedule to catch these buses so early. But it took, the bus ride was so long. It was either, if I missed that bus, I was going to be late, but just by 20 minutes. So it was either I take the bus normally and I'm waiting outside of the Target for like an hour for them to open up, for the manager to get. So I was getting there before everybody by an hour, or I missed this bus and I'm late by 20 minutes. That's the gap, right? So it only happened twice, of course, in the first 2 weeks. Then they just kind of like dropped it on me and fired me or whatever. And it took me off guard because like I said, it was the first 2 weeks, and it was like I just moved to Vegas, and it was on my rent check, and I was already living there for a few months, and I already kind of like burned through my savings because stuff is more expensive than I expected. But they fired me on a rent check, and I knew it, and I was like, fuck, they fucked me so bad. And they thought I was being emotional because I was crying in the HR, but I was like so pissed. If it wasn't for my homie Denzel, who just happened to move to Vegas right before me and let me stay in his living room, if it wasn't for him, I don't know what I would have done. I know a lot of people be like, oh, what went to jail? I'm like, I honestly think I'm not usually like that. I'm very calm when it comes to like outwardly physical anger, but it's like stuff like that threw me for a loop and drove me up the wall so much, because it was my first time being fired too, and being so abrupt. I was like, and when I say, remember I said like when my hate for people, it was a joke. It's a joke. I'm saying it out loud because looking back, I knew that's what my true feelings were at the time. But I didn't like disabled people for like a month. I just looked at them different. Same with Mexican people. And what I mean by that, right? Because the Target was ran by it was all Mexican people. It was just two black people, but it was ran by all Mexican people. When I say hate, because if you listen to this, when I say hate, it's more, I looked at Mexican people different now. Like, because before I was like, y'all niggas just like me. He's like, we going through the same stuff, but not anymore. It's like, oh, okay, I see how it is, and it was more of an understanding that okay, I can't trust any group of any race. If it's too many of them in any capacity with any type of power, I can't trust them. White, black, Mexican, Indian, whatever it is, right? Whatever your ethnicity, I couldn't trust them. If it's too many of y'all, I can't trust you. I feel like y'all gonna abuse that power in some way now that y'all have power. And when I say hate, that's what I mean. It's not actual racism, obviously. Make that clear. But yeah, man, I looked at Mexican people so different, and it was so fucked up because it's Vegas. If you don't know, it's a lot of Mexican people there. It's a lot. So like, I was so fucking furious, boy. Lord, even it kind of sucked because I had to go work at another cable company right after that, which was run by more Mexican people. I was like, whatever. Like, obviously, like I said, it wasn't racism, hate. It was more just like, okay, now I gotta watch myself with you, because y'all gonna treat me the same way that y'all treat me the same way. Like damn, I can't even get it out. You gonna treat me like the people, the enemy, the people that we say is the enemy. You gonna treat me just like them because now you're the white people. And in this hypothetical, this metaphor, all right, you're the power, motherfucker. I just have to watch my stuff now with everybody, and that's how I am now, and that's the reason why I am the way that I am now. I'm serious, and I'm very just like I can't trust nobody. Everybody's out to get me, so I'm gonna work hard or whatever. And even then, I can not do anything, and I still get fired and still get destroyed. That's just how it is. But yeah. Okay, it's October 20th. I was gonna talk about the news. I did record some stuff, but it's just I wasn't in it. I think this episode is just all stories. I think the only news stuff I really paid attention to was the Sarasota stuff, because I thought it was kind of sad and funny at the same time. If you don't know where Sarasota is, if I'm even saying that right, it's in Florida. It is a little bit south of Tampa. What's significant about the story is, well, first off, what happened is, kid walking in the neighborhood. It's his neighborhood. His mom lives there, and he started getting harassed for like 10 minutes by these three white dudes, to the point one of them tries to pull out a gun. That's how serious it get. But the other white dudes stop him. Whatever. It's taken way too far. Racial profiling, whatever, because the kid doesn't look like he lives in this quote unquote nice neighborhood or whatever. Sarasota, Florida is a little bit south of Tampa. And when this happened, this is a day after Hurricane Milton. A day, like not even 12 hours. And they harassing this kid. They being racist and stuff like that. They don't have power. The whole neighborhood doesn't have power. The kid was just walking around to get out of the house, because he didn't have signal. Just talking to his girlfriend while walking the neighborhood. If you pay attention to the video, I'm gonna try to get the links and stuff like that and put it in the description so you can check it out yourself. But yeah, no, it just like you could peep hands over. You see the floor is still wet. It's like it's just crazy. It's like, bro, you should be worried about your family. It's like, it's one dude. It's one guy. Like, relax. I understand people scouting, whatever, but really, it's a hurricane that probably would have took out your whole neighborhood. Like, he gets out the car, he's wet. The white guy is wet, and he works for this company. I'm not looking at it right now, but I think it was like London Exchange Company or something like that, right? It's London Stock Exchange Group or something like that, right? He got fired. When I first recorded it, they just suspended him, but now I believe he got fired now because of racism. It's just unnecessary. You're just like, bro, y'all just had a hurricane. Y'all should have better shit to worry about than people's skin color and stuff like that. Like, my family. I was protecting my family. He's like, how about you get some power in your house, dickhead? Just bored. I feel like that's what a lot of racism is nowadays. Obviously, it's not all of it, but it's just like, niggas just bored. When I say niggas, I'm talking about just ignorant people in general. Just like, you just bored. But I end up talking about it anyway. Like I said, it's October 20th. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm a little frustrated for some things, but I'm not letting it down. I'm doing my readings, stuff like that. I am 31 days, I believe. Am I 31 days? Let's see. I'm double checking it live. Damn, my phone acting up. 35 days in a row reading. Well, I'm not going to even. I ain't gonna even lie. Sometimes some of them days I just opened up the app and just let it take in readings, man, and that counted as a day. I did that a few times. I'm not gonna lie. All right, sue me. All right. I did find out while trying to do this like reading challenge that you know how like you see those videos they talking about like you see those book nerds, the book talk girlies. They were like, oh, I read 154 books this year or something ridiculous, like 25 books this month. And like, how? Then you see some of the books that they carry, it'd be like these 500-page books, which, look, if they actually are reading all of them completely, one, are you even tasting it? Or like, are you even consuming it? You know how like gluttonous people, you know how like people eating food competitions or those mukbangs, they just be demolishing food. Like, do you taste it? You just be throwing it down your throat. Because I feel like if they actually are reading these books legitly, I don't think they actually getting the plot. They not really getting it. Or if they are, it's impressive. All right, I can't speak for them, but whatever. The point is, I figured out how some of them are lying. While like, cause I got the Kindle Unlimited. I'm gonna see if I can get like a code, if whatever. I got Kindle Unlimited, which is I'm just gonna say Netflix of books, right? Where you can just if it's with the program, you can just download it for free and read it, and the author will get paid by how many pages you read or whatever. That's how it works, or at least that's how I understand it. Anyway, it could be different. A whole book, because right now it said I've read 6 books this year, right? Have I actually read 6 books this year? No, I read 3. I read Regina Watts' Texas Cruel, the homeboys, Bob McGoe's Bringing Home the Rain is about like a meth head wizard in the South. Is a good story. But other than that, oh yeah, and I read this, even though it's not counted on the app. I read the Old Man in the Sea. I read that physically. So 3 books this year. Not good, not bad. It happened. But the other 4, right? No, 3. The other 3 are mangas. Mangas or short graphic novels, and that's what's counting as a full book. It's not even a book. So I feel like some of these people are just reading mangas and be like, oh, or just like reading a chapter in a comic book or something. It's like, oh, I count that as a book because Amazon counts it as a book. So cheating asses. That's what I'm saying. So I can say I read, like, so by the time I get to the end of the year, if I keep reading mangas, I could get up to like 10, 15 books in the end of the year. And technically I'm telling the truth, but I'm lying. I'm a lying sack of shit. I am going to actually try to read an actual book completely, but I haven't found anything interesting. Let me tell you what I've been reading. I just bought this book called In the Heart of the Sea. Something about like sea books I've been into. But it's like the real story of like Moby Dick and like whatever. So I thought that was interesting. This long ass graphic novel called From Hell. I think it's like a reinterpretation of like Jack the Ripper or something like that. This Western called Desert Death Song. It has like a bunch of short stories in it. I'm like in and out of it. I'm not really paying attention to it. So that's what's bad too. If I'm not paying attention to it, by the time I get to like page 100 or something like that, and I'm like going from different books to different books, by the time I come back to it and I do finish it, I don't know what the fuck happened. I just read it, right? And what else am I reading? It's a nice place full of good people. I started reading. That's the most one. That's the one I read the most so far. It's about like this guy. I guess he actually went to not rehab, but he tried to kill himself, right? And so he's like in in the halfway house or whatever you want, whatever you call it now, the mental home. And he just telling a story. And so far it's interesting, but I stopped reading it because it kind of like started repeating himself in some spots. Like, understandably, because of this, how you tell a story, I understand why he had to repeat himself. But like, yeah, it's just whatever. So I'm having a hard time trying to grasp a story and keep reading it. I'm doing it. The Kindle is helping, but still, whatever. The point is, that's really all I'm doing. Now Prime is over. I can get back to writing. Update on that. Damn. For people who don't know, I am writing a book. I'm reading. It's called Wyatt. It's like a mailman in apocalypse or whatever. That's a subtext or whatever. It's just supposed to be a short little story, but it ended up like I'm writing a lot more. And after every time I take a break and then I come back, I always have with a new idea and extends it, whatever. And I just need to fucking just lay down and just finish it and get done with it. But now, the one thing I was having an issue with, because technically the first book is done. It's just editing, whatever. But I didn't want to finish and release it until I had a good idea what the second book, what path I wanted to go, and I finally figured that out. And now I'm trying. I want to write a few chapters in that before I actually finish the first book, and it's annoying. It's annoying for y'all to listen to it, and it's annoying for me to keep having to think about it. But yeah, that's really it. I have to actually start writing again before I can actually. But I like where I'm going. I like where I'm at. I like where I'm at mentally right now. I feel good. That's what's important. But before I go, I said earlier I'm happy and I was kind of frustrated at the same time. But I got taken out on a little date the other day. You know what? Feels pretty good. It was different. And I thought it was just gonna go. We was gonna walk around, just talk and whatever. We end up going to this Mediterranean restaurant or buffet, which I think, if anything, all styles of food should have a buffet version. So you don't have to spend a bunch of money to try out a bunch of their food. I think that's the best way to go. And we went to this Mediterranean food buffet. And by the way, the cleanest fucking buffet ever. Like, compared to damn, why am I blanking on buffets? Names of buffets. You can name some. You know what I mean. American food style buffets. A mess. They're dirty. Flies, the amount of people. This place, the food was like, I didn't know what half of them was, but that's not the point. The point is, no flies. Everything's clean. The food is piled up in such a way. I'm like, nobody's here. That was kind of a problem. I was kind of worried about damn, are y'all gonna be able to get through? Yeah, I feel like they made too much. Which I feel kind of bad for that. I should have grabbed more, but it was a really good experience. Pretty cheap for what it is. I might go by myself one day to try it out again. Tried out some food that I can't remember the name of, which I should probably just. I don't know the name of the damn restaurant. Damn, I have to ask the person. Anyway, I know the one food that I really enjoyed, which I wasn't expecting, but it's called grape leaves. Let's look that up. All right, from the first thing I found, famous stuffed grape leaves. These grape leaves are stuffed with tantalizing mixture of lemony rice and fresh herbs. Yum is the only word to describe them. Blah 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 blah. What's the ingredients? Olive oil, 1 onion. What? Because by the name, you'll think oh, I thought it was just grapes inside leaves, like a stupid ass. Like, um, it's chopped fresh dill, chopped fresh mint leaves, chicken broth, fresh lemon juice, 60 fresh grape leaves, olive oil, and that's it. So was I eating a pickle? What the fuck? It was good though. I don't know. It's like, I guess, pickles and rice. That which it could be something else. I'm stupid, but whatever. It was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was like cold. It was supposed to be cold, but it's like everything that I ate there. It was like pasta. I ate some chicken, obviously, because that's the safest thing I can think. They had their version of rice, some type of rice. The only thing I was scared of, which I joked with the person that took me out, was they had something called rose water, and then next to that they had this orange drink. Which, by the way, I was kind of being an ignorant American when it comes to like their food, because I haven't been outside of my own food, outside of like some Japanese food like sushi or whatever, but I haven't tried anybody else's food. So my only experience with Mediterranean food, I'm completely wrong when I say this, is the Indian street food I see on Instagram and TikTok, which, if you've seen those videos, no, thank you. This obviously, when I said that, it seemed like I was trying to be insulting to the place. Obviously not, because this place is completely clean. I know how they look. Everything looks fine. Everything's fresh. Everything I tasted was good. I did not like one thing out of there, but they had this one orange drink, which I couldn't pronounce the name, or I don't remember the name. It was orange. It looked like grease. I'm trying not to be insulting, but I just describe it. It looked like grease, and it has like white stuff floating in it. And that looked just like the goop they be making on the damn videos. And I'm like, I am not gonna try that. I'm not finna do it. I can't, because I got a weird thing about texture. And unexpected texture is like, this is supposed to be a drink, so it was right next to like the Sprite and all that shit, right? So if I try this, I'm like, I don't know. It's just, that's the only thing out of like the 20, 25 items they had that I just was not gonna try. I tried baklava. That's the only thing I knew, and I only know that because of Action Bronson always talking about it, and that was like a cake almost. It's like cake pieces, but it was like sweet, but not like candy sweet. So I was like, I feel like I could eat that all day and be just fine. But I ate like 2 plates of food, pastas, chickens. I had a little bit of lamb. This vegetable bowl, I forget what it's called. Cause they all got like these names. I forget if I don't like pay attention. But it's like vegetable rice ball. But it wasn't rice, but it's fried, but it's like vegetables inside. It was good. That was good. Everything was great. I'm definitely gonna go there again, with or without this person. So, but yeah. Anyway, whatever. I ain't talking about shit. I just want to get this out. No news in the beginning of the episode because I don't feel like editing. So see y'all next time, man. Peace.